Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we're still playing the Battle of Cross Keys. So for how much longer, I don't know. So this is the 1500 hours turn 4. And as you can see, I started to record like I usually do, like a playthrough, but there's just so much happening that I figured it might just be easier if I come back and do an after action report for this turn. Basically, we're done with this turn. The problem with what happened to Fremont was he only got 2 for efficiency. So Blanker and his own division, Fremont's own division, only got 2 activations. And Ewell got an efficiency of 3, which made it 4 because of his rating. And then Ewell also got the initiative. So he activated first, and first thing he did was Trimble and Taylor's brigades rallied some of their units, moved, got in better positions, and then Blanker got a activation. He tried repositioning Bolin and what was left of Stahell's brigades and Coltz's brigade into a little bit better of a defensive position. But to be honest, he didn't really get too much because he had to use withdrawal movement because he was in the frontal hex of some of Trimble's brigade, I believe, and then Bolin. So that was like the start of the route, really, because then Fremont advances artillery with his activation. There's some artillery exchanges. You can see he later retreated his artillery because I think he's probably going to retreat now. And then what else? So then Ewell got a string of activations. I think he got like 2 or 3 activations in a row. And basically Trimble and Taylor just kept activating and charging. There was like, and the big one was Trimble and the 21st Georgia, because they shocked through here. They got a continued shock on somebody else, I believe, and then they got a continued shock from there, and there's a Union gun battery, or maybe it was only their second. I think it might have actually only been their second shock, so their first continued shock. And of course my tweezers are failing me. So there's a Union gun up there on this little hill, and I was going back and forth on whether to charge it. In the event I did, and the Georgians took some heavy casualties in the face of the gun and the canister shot, but since they didn't have any supporting infantry, it was easy to take over. And then that pretty much caused Stahell's brigade to just disappear. Like his whole brigade, all 6 infantry regiments have routed, and they're in a casualty box. So needless to say, yeah, he's combat ineffective. And I think that spilled over a little bit into Coltz's brigade. Taylor, for his part, the 6th Louisianians drove up this way and routed, I think, 2 regiments. And then, who else? This brigade here, 7th Louisiana, I think, routed a regiment. Or no, it pushed Coltz back, maybe. I forget. But then Patton came up and he also attacked a regiment that was here, I think one of Coltz's regiments. That's kind of what happened there. And so as you can see, the whole left flank of Fremont is broken and routed. I mean, he didn't lose too many SPs. It was just a lot of disorder and routes because the cohesion of all of these early war Union units are 5, and then on the disorder side it's 4, so it's pretty easy to just disorder them. While the Confederates have usually 7 on their front and then 6 on their disordered side. So yeah, as you can see, I started moving Milroy kind of over to try to plug a gap or something, but really I think the rest of this scenario will be Fremont just, I mean, he's already lost. I don't think there's any real way he can come back. We have Munford's cavalry coming around, and they'll be trying to charge and take over or capture any like rogue retreaters in the flank. And I don't think there's any way Fremont can catch this back, because he has to get a bunch of VPs to even put anybody in attack orders. So like, yeah, we'd like to attack order something over here. We could use brigade initiative, individual initiative orders to get somebody into attack, but it would be one brigade basically attacking on its own. So like, for example, if we activated Milroy, or if we individually, what's it called? Individual activation or individual initiative Milroy, and got him somehow into attack. He was up in this little area right here. He would, I mean, historically he did, but he would have to cross this open ground in the face of 3 or 4 Confederate batteries. And then even when he did get here, Elzey would just have to move up his infantry to support the guns. And then Milroy would have to attack up 3 contour lines against a unit, or against units that were in woods. So his like shock value would be almost negligible. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at the end of the 1500 hours turn. I think the next, until dusk, if I were to continue playing, it would be Bolin somehow getting out of this, Colts somehow rescue. I don't even know what he has left. Just these 2 regiment. No, that's Stahel. Colts might only have the 68 New York left. I don't know where else. Yeah, so he has 1 regiment left and is disordered, so he's going to be combat ineffective next turn. And so we'd have Milroy. We could try to get Clusert and Schenck up in this area probably to protect the retreat, but then that would just free up all these Confederate units to start moving forward, maybe through Cross Keys and cut off the Port Republic Road or something. So that's kind of where this is at. I don't think, I mean, I'm happy with how I played as the Confederates, obviously. They just kind of crushed the left flank. It's hard for the Union to play these early war games, I think, with the poor cohesion. I honestly don't know how I could have played it better, but if you see a way that could have been played better for a different strategic options for Fremont, let me know in the comments. I'd be interested to hear what you think. But yeah, so that kind of, I'm going to call to a close the Battle of Cross Keys. I think next I don't know what I'll be playing next, but probably Port Republic. We'll see what I feel like I'm getting out. I might also play one of the expansion battles, maybe like McDowell or Piedmont or something. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what I get on the table, but until then, thanks for watching, and bye for now.